Huge show today, guys. Lots of alpha in this one. I give heaps of trade setups on altcoins, on Bitcoin, on Solana, on Ethereum, and we dive heavy into potential abstract and general meme coins where we have been printing tens of thousands of dollars over the past couple of weeks in GTG. So if you'd like to join us, check out GTG down below. And as always, if you'd like to support the channel a little bit more, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss a daily upload. As always, guys, enjoy this video and I'll see you in the next one. GM guys, huge show today. Going to be looking at some potential live trades and setups on sort of altcoins that I'm looking at on Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, and then some meme coins. And then we'll also have a quick look at some abstract meme coins that I've been eyeing off that I do think continue to outperform. Now, I'm looking at BTC here, and what we're looking at is sort of that impulsive move that we've been going for quite a while. Okay, so we've had this sort of move up, okay, and that continuation up here, but we are starting to see overextension on the daily, on the 3-day, which shows me that maybe this move is slowing down. Now, if we do take a look, okay, this there's a few targets that I have to the downside. My preference is the downside because then that gives us opportunity. We might not necessarily get it, but ideally we hopefully do. Now, the first level is pretty much this level here, right? Which is the 99K region. Now, that also aligns with an FVG from that low to this high here, which we haven't seen liquidity touch for a while. So that could definitely be my sort of first target for watching what price does when we get there. Whether we bounce or deviation, something like that would be really cool. If not, we do have lower price action. The swing fib, the 382 is around this sort of level that I would love to long off. Alternatively, if we do come back down and retest the sort of the 0.25 region of 2024, which actually aligns very nicely with the whole sort of support resistance zone that we have sort of touched for a very long time in the end of 24 and into the start of 2025. Big level that. So that would probably be the greatest sort of long opportunity at around 91K. But I don't know if we get that low personally. There's a lot of bullishness in the air, a lot of bullish catalysts moving forward. And if we do have a look, 94 is around that swing fib. So, and then the 0.5, which would be potentially at that sort of 0.25 of the 2024 range. So I'm pretty bullish on continuation, but I want to see a move back towards these sort of regions before we do potentially look for a really juicy long up to sort of levels. Now, my targets, guys, remain the swing high to the swing low. These sort of high targets from about 118 to 130, very reasonable targets off the swing. And then we might face some potential resistance there. But as I said last week, or a couple of weeks ago, if we do take the swing fib from the high of last cycle, okay, to the low of this cycle, it gives us a target of 2.618 at 155K. So that's where, if you read my newsletter and also read the spot channel last night, I do think that BTC could potentially get to 155K this cycle. And I think it would take time. It could take till the end of the start of 2026 or the end of 2025, but that is remaining probably the highest that I could see BTC go this cycle. I mean, if you do take a look at sort of monthly stochastic, if you come and have a look at the 3-month stochastic, we are above it, but we are like very overextended and in new territory that we have never been in. So that just shows you the strength of BTC up the top here, and its trend, right? Like that, the craziness. This pretty much marked the top of all previous cycles. Like literally 2017 October, that was the top. January 2022, that was literally the top of altcoins. So, excuse me. That's the sort of, we're in uncharted territory on the stochastic on the 3-month. So I definitely am cautious on the move and will be probably pretty aggressive on taking profits. Now, that's why I focus so heavily on leverage, because you can always short and long the market, whereas holding spot is a lot more dangerous as you start to near the end of the cycle. And we are closer to the end than the start of this cycle. So for BTC, my levels remain about 99, 94, and then potentially 91 if we do get down there. Excuse me, guys. I am a little bit unwell, unfortunately. But if we have a look at Ethereum, if we look here, it's a really nice move. I decided to sell some spot personally here because I still own a good $50,000 to $100,000 on Abstract and other Abstract ecosystem ETH NFTs, so the big pudgy and the little pudgy. So for me, I was like, look, I wanted to buy a lot of ETH down here because it looked like it was going to outperform Solana and BTC. We got that move. But right now I am seeing a lot of strength here at the bottom of this support. As long as we sort of hold this region, that makes me pretty bullish on continuation back towards resistance, which has been resistance since 2021 at the top of this sort of range. So this is pretty much textbook, like I drew this. I think I said this to you guys a few months ago when ETH was sort of making this move. If we can deviate, close back above there, okay, and then start heading back towards here, there is like a big chance that we could definitely push back towards that 4K mark for ETH. So I love seeing this. It's great for obviously Abstract. It's great for ETH NFTs. It's great for Mog and Pepe, for example, your ETH dominant sort of meme coins. SBX you could throw in there as well. But potentially I am sort of eyeing off maybe a move to the downside. You've got a doji candle there, which generally does at least show that you've got a change in shift of trend. So in other words, a doji candle means, okay, there's indecisiveness around buyers and sellers. Okay, prices rip to the upside traditionally. Okay, that means maybe we do reverse a little bit to the downside. So watching swing fibs, guys, if we do come and retest any of these sort of regions, I'll be pretty aggressive on a long opportunity sort of towards these sort of levels up here that we haven't seen for quite a while, since January earlier this year. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that ETH was only in December, ETH was at 4K and it went all the way down to nearly 1.2K. Like, that's wild when you think about it. So that was definitely an opportunity. And I am liking ETH here as well, but I just want to see it either one close above this level for a couple periods, so a couple weeks, or obviously if we do get a bit of a pullback sort of in this big FVG that we have now created. Okay, so we've got a huge range here, so about there, yeah, so about the 2.1K mark, that's where I would be pretty keen to look at the fibs as well for ETH. Now, if we have a look at Solana, again, this is one that I am avoiding just for now, but I do think it's still got potential opportunities. So if we do just move it around a little bit and sort of show this breakout, okay, we are on higher time frames. But a lot of charts, guys, what you'll notice and why I'm not longing yet is because a lot of charts, as you can see here on the 3-day, are very overextended on their stochastic momentum. So it just means that the move, it's not going to be an aggressive move, right? If we do sort of move back up. And same on the daily, we are already coming down with a lot of pressure on the 179 there as a pivot. So I am hesitant to long anything just yet. I want to see the low time frames down the bottom, matching the sort of 5-day, which is also starting to get quite overextended, but the weekly still has a lot of room too. So that's why the weekly remains sort of that big pivot for me to watch. Okay, we got momentum to the upside, but I think maybe we start to get up here and then sort of do something like that. It would kind of be ideal towards the end of the year for 2025 in most altcoins. If you look at the monthly, we are still over postured, so to the downside. So that means that there is heavy resistance above. Momentum is pretty much in the favor of the bears for now. And Solana's really lost its market share in terms of narrative. I know Beanie put up a big post recently about gaming on Solana. It's really lost that market share as well. So like I said before, like, you want to keep an eye on like the pairing, right? So this is a big important chart for me, the Sol versus ETH chart, and we are potentially starting to break that today. So this is where I preference like Solana. I know Solana's been this cycle's sort of play, but honestly, like, ETH might take back a lot of market share here for a while. Like, if it breaks down here, I mean, if you look at the monthly, like, it's got a lot of room to the downside. The 3 monthly probably, yeah, it doesn't have enough history, but the monthly has a lot of room. So I do think that ETH outperforms Solana moving forward. Same with BTC. We rejected, obviously, from the 886. With ETH versus BTC, but I would like to see us sort of hold this level, consolidate here, start making a bottom, and then we could potentially see altcoin or ETH at least go and sort of gain some market share against BTC again. But I know we'll keep an eye on this level, big levels, and this will take time. This could take, yeah, literally a year of consolidation before we might sort of see a resolution to the downside or the upside. So yeah, with Sol, same again. With Sol, if we go down to lower time frames, you'll see, yeah, we are quite overextended. I'll be looking for potential swing trades off the swing fibs from the low to the high. Okay, watching this sort of 140 level would be ideal sort of for a long. So ideally we get like a wick there. And then our first TP would sort of be targeting back towards that high at 185. We could probably put our stop loss below the low there on the daily, okay, which would be sort of a change in trend as well. So that's kind of what you'll see, a lot of setups like this today across altcoins and memes, where we currently are sort of consolidating back towards this sort of mid-range here. The GP, I probably would have an order at 140. I probably have an order at 130 as well. And ideally we capture that long, and then it does sort of break out in this sort of range that it's forming like that. So keeping an eye on that for me right now would be that. So just staying patient, guys. Like, GTG has dominated this cycle because we were early to trends and we stayed patient. Okay, we took profits when no one else was. We bought prices when no one else was, because we waited for price to come to us. And once it got to the levels, we executed, okay, and stayed patient in our trade. So that's absolutely imperative if you really want to start transforming your portfolio in crypto. Now, same with Sui here again. I did share this chart with you last night in the leverage channel. This would be more of the risky side of the trade that I'm talking about, where Sui, my TP would be kind of like along the way. There would be obviously TPs based on sort of this high to wherever the low comes. Like say the low does come in at the 382, then I would have a TP at 4.5, 4.6, probably 4.8. But if not, then I do think that Sui could start to move up towards that new all-time high. But I am sort of just cautious here because this is a very aggressive trade. It's only off the tight swings. I would have an entry at the 0.5 as well. I'd have an entry at the 0.38, 2, and then I would have my stop loss sort of below that low, okay? But again, you could see us sort of wick out below this and continue the trend lower. So you just want to be careful, okay, that we don't like wick out and then kind of do something like that, right? Like let me just draw that for you. So price, like we could have an event, you never know what can happen. We could do something like this where it starts to grind, then you get that sort of wick like that, and then you go like, and it can definitely happen. So you just need to be careful that we don't get stopped out there as well. So that's where the aggressive trades are great because they're aggressive, but they also means that your stop loss could be hit more aggressively compared to something like this where if you're happy to play the patient game on low leverage for nearly a risk to reward of 2, you can literally long probably you could long dot back towards these sort of mid-range targets, right? And have your stop loss literally below the ultimate low rather than the swing low. So yeah, I mean, like that's not bad. That's the first target of the 382 from the range as well. If I just get rid of that just to show you, okay, that's the ultimate range from the low to the sort of back towards the swing highs. I would probably, yeah, ideally this would take time, right? This would probably, if we come down here, we kind of break out, we do something like this. It probably takes time, okay? Takes time. And then takes time, right? It probably takes time. Like that could happen, right? So that's months. So that's where these sort of trades that I'm eyeing off are going to be held for a long, long time. So just staying patient and waiting for those ideal entries is absolutely key. But something like this is a much safer trade because your stop loss is below the lows, which makes a lot of sense. There's still a lot of good opportunities out there as well. Any sort of pullback on a lot of these sort of stronger narrative plays like Hyperliquid, like Cetus, like Sui, probably are the best sort of trades. Same with XRP. Like I am watching this sort of breakout region now. I am eyeing off potentially this long here with, I mean, we are already long, guys. We're long from about this region here, 2.1. But I would potentially look to add to that long at, again, the 2.1, but also maybe this 382 here if we do revisit it. So lows would be obviously below these lows, which would be your golden pocket as well. And then same sort of move, sort of targeting back towards that $3.40 region for a very juicy 4.2 risk to reward. But yeah, just staying patient right now on a lot of these trades. Same with Say, okay, same. Just watching where's the pullback going to go? When are we starting to get the breakout? Is it obvious that momentum's starting to shift again on the daily, on the 3-day, where we aren't overextended, we aren't below the pivot, we have room to the upside, okay? That's just staying patient. It might take another week or two before we do get proper premium setups. But if it charges from here and we don't get them, so be it. Like that's just trading, okay? You want to always have the ball in your court. As Craig likes to say, you want to have that edge, and our edge is remaining patient with these trade setups. Now let's go have a look at Memecoins. Now Fartcoin, I got stopped at break even. If you didn't move your stop, you would be still in profit in this trade. This is the setup here. So we're targeting sort of back towards that. The main reason for shorting Fartcoin is it's overextended so much, right? Like on the 5-day, we're overextended. On the 3-day, we're overextended. On the daily, we've already started to make that move to the downside. So this probably still continues lower. I wasn't sure if the market was going to pump based on a few news events over the past few days. So moving stop loss to break even is just management of trades that I have always done, okay? And so by doing that, it just means that you're safer, right? Now, ultimately, you don't maybe get some of the returns that you have, but it also means you don't lose as often as well because you have strict processes when you're trading. So yeah, if you're still in the Fartcoin short, looks really good here for lower. Let me look at the chill guy short. Now the chill guy short, I am still in the chill guy short. Stop loss at break even. We have hit our first TP at 0.8. We obviously nearly hit our second TP. I did share that I took 25% profits out at this level as well when it did get there the other day. So I am still kind of holding this, maybe potentially to lower as well. So might open up the 0.057 as that sort of last TP level, which would come back and sort of retest this liquidity here and this block over here as well. So I don't mind that at all as a potential third TP for chill guy. But yeah, stop loss break even. Already taking some profits at this wick here. This looks good. Happy to keep the trade going. Now, Pepe, we're in this long, okay, from way down here. Again, profit. We've taken profits up in this move. We've moved our stop loss to this black line here at about 0.00001. So yeah, just staying patient, and I would be looking to potentially add to the long, maybe off the 0.5 if we get it, or off the 0.6 if we get it. So again, just waiting for price to come to us for ideal entries. Fog as well has given up quite a lot of its gains, so we are still very much, oh my gosh, we are still very much in a long here, guys. We longed off this breakout here down below. We did take profits up in this move above. It hit one of our TPs, which is great. But same again, just watching sort of, okay, taking it from the swing low to this. Okay, well, where's price going to come in? Okay, is it coming in the 0.7, which we have bounced from already? You could have potentially swing traded that point, the 618 bounce back to the 382 for a lower high, but do it. Yeah, how low are we coming back in? And if we are starting to break those sort of low time frame structures, okay, well, from the absolute low to the swing high, where are we starting to come back in, and where do we start to look at potentially getting back into this? So the 6.2 cents region for FWOG is probably where I become very interested on that. Bonk, same again. Yeah, we took this trade from the breakout, stop loss at break even for all of our longs, and I'm just holding that. If it does get stopped out, so be it. And if it gets stopped out, we took some profits up here, which was great. But now, same again. Okay, well, it looks like if we are coming lower than the swing, okay, well, let's go back down to the ultimate low and see, okay, well, where potentially could we see price come in? Okay, is it going to be this block here where you have this sort of golden pocket, which aligns with this liquidity that we haven't touched for a while? Or do we get a deeper pullback to the 786? Okay, so yeah, just staying patient, guys. Stop loss at break even for all of our longs that we took way back here in the start of May, so 3 weeks ago, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much a quick thesis play there. Now, I suppose the couple of spot plays that we bought. So we absolutely bottom ticked Pengu. I have taken a little bit of profits on that, but we're still up over 2.5x or 3.5x. So yeah, staying patient with that as well, and happy to hold that. I mean, if you are on Abstract, it makes sense to literally hold your Pengu position, and you just link your Discord wallet, your Phantom wallet to the Abstract Discord, and then you will get points or XP each week as well. So Pengu looks pretty good for continuing higher in time. It has obviously started to make that sort of high and momentum shift already a bit faster than other coins as well, because it was like Farcoin and Pengu were the ones that broke out before everything else. So inevitably they are moving to the downside before everything else. So that's how it kind of works, right? So same page with that. Same with Mog. We bought the spot down here, so happy with that. It's up, yeah, I can't remember. It's up about 2x or more, I think. But yeah, staying patient again, just waiting for potential long opportunities and more spot buying opportunities. You don't chase breakouts, guys. So if you look in the high time frames, like inevitably, like if we have a look at this, right? Like if you're chasing a breakout like this, like you don't want to be chasing this, okay? You want to be buying consolidation, okay? Or you want to be buying sideways price action, okay? So if it sort of does something like this and we start to really see these oscillators over here reset, giving us a lot of opportunities, that's where you start to, okay, that's where we buy a spot, okay, in consolidation sideways like that. Alternatively, you get a bit of a pullback, right? Where you get something like this and it creates bullish continuation, okay? Very structured play that. Bullish continuation, okay? Up to that next leg, okay? Bullish continuation until that trend until it changes. So in other words, okay, bullish continuation. Oh, no, okay, it has lost that sort of support line, right? And then that's where we take profits on spot. So that's how we nailed Solana at 180 and 230 and 250. And that's what we'll be looking at as we move forward in the coming months and even into 26 potentially as well. So yeah, that's Mog. If I briefly touch on some meme coin trades over on Abstract, which have been absolutely cooking. Guna probably is my favorite, to be honest. just purely from a chart perspective, but also from a meme perspective. So I had a stop, what am I trying to say? A buy entry here at the $1 million mark overnight. That hit, so that's great. If it does revisit that 618 again, I'll probably go pretty heavy. So keep an eye on that. If we do obviously pull back a little bit lower to the 786 at 600K, I'll also buy quite heavily down there. I think that's probably the strongest setup for me right now. Again, we've absolutely printed on a lot of these meme coins as well. I do think Poly is a little bit manipulated from market maker slash call slash potential volume bot. So I'm avoiding it. We're up over 2x on Abstract as well. Any pullback on Abstract is probably a buy as that mascot on Abstract, guys. But I'd probably place Guna above it because we obviously bought the breakout here on Abstract previously. So not the best entry. Dream is up nearly 2x. Yeah, Dream's up over 2x, chat. So, I mean, that's pretty good. So that's pretty good, guys. We took this breakout trade here, which is fantastic. But if we have a look, we're up over 2.2x now on this trade. And this one has utility. So it's not like this one is purely a meme. So I do like this for continuing higher as well. So do take initials out when you get there. Deepengu, not as strong for me, guys. I would much prefer Guna personally. Bearish breakdown of this sort of zone that we've been in for a while. However, this is sort of a bullish now setup, right? Where we are sort of consolidating here. I mean, if I go to higher time frames, it might be a little bit nicer. So we're starting to, okay, so we're kind of consolidating this range here. And that's when I start to, okay, well, let's buy lows again. So again, if it comes to 230K, I'll probably get pretty interested watching the reaction here at the 370K mark on Deepengu. But from a meme coin perspective, I think Goon is a stronger meme personally. Retspar, we took profits on this the other day. I'm still holding quite a decent bag, but it hit 3 to 4x a couple of days ago. I took initials out only, so I still hold all profit in that trade. Cyclops is staying patient here. I think we are nearly at a breakout, kind of similar chart to what we saw on Dream. So if you haven't quite gotten into Cyclops, we could potentially see a move here higher. Stop loss would obviously be below these lows down the bottom here, guys. That's where I would kind of have it on Cyclops. And I think that's it for now. Okay, I think that's the only coins I want to cover for now on Abstract for those who haven't quite maybe been in the trenches over there. So guys, if you have any questions in the comment section down below, I will come to you in GTG now if you have any questions. But yeah, guys, if you're keen to check out GTG and get access to these trade calls where we have been printing absolute profits, join us using the wop.com link in the description below of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.